There we go. Should be unmuted now.
There we are.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to get the party started. Got a lot to cover in a very short amount of time. And of course, this is being recorded. So we will make sure and get this onto the website as soon as possible. 2 weeks ago, when we recorded that one, for some reason, it only recorded 14 seconds of the call. And so the rest of the call did not get recorded. And that, of course, is why it is not here. All right, but I am glad that you made it today. So glad that if you're a meeting leader here at NTI, that you made it and to join us with us. And if you're new, welcome, of course. We're glad to have you. But this is not Comcast, ladies and gentlemen. This is not your local carrier where they have that special welcome, message for you if you're brand new. But, if you've been here a while, you don't get anything. So you know what? This welcome right here is also for those of you that have been around for 8 years. Welcome. So glad you're here. You didn't just have to join NTI to get welcome, Brooke. Welcome even to you. So glad that you're here. Glad you're here, ladies and gentlemen. We are an organization filled with love and harmony and compassion and all those other wonderful things. And we give the same great welcome, whether you've been here 8 years or 8 minutes. Welcome. All righty then. Your area directors, ladies and gentlemen, include, this is not a complete list, those of you that say, I can never reach Rich, I can never reach Brooke. I mean, I text them, I call them, I email them, and I get nothing. Well, guess what? Here's one of the things you can do. You can reach out to an area director, and the area director may be able to help you or may not. But at the very least, the area director can maybe point you in the right direction. Now, the one thing that I actually, this just dawned on me, and I feel terrible about this. We don't have a slide dedicated to Amy. We need a slide dedicated to Amy as our meeting leader concierge. Okay, so Amy is another route you can go. And most of you meeting leaders have reached out to Amy, or Amy has reached out to you. You've emailed, exchanged, texted, called, talked, whatever, and that's wonderful. So, but if not Amy, then you have Ray, who covers St. Louis for us. You have, of course, Penny, who is up in Indy. You have Martha, who's doing Nashville. We have Jason over Ohio at the moment. Maybe some slight changes coming there, but thank you, Jason, for all that you do for us up in the Ohio area. Of course, we have Evan up in Michigan doing a great job as usual. I hear he's got the most slamming book club on the planet. So way to go, Evan. Glad to hear you're using NTI for that. And of course, we have Steve Reed, who has not been with us on the call in the last several weeks, but I'm sure it's because he is buried up. But we're glad to have all of our area directors working so hard in the markets. The very first thing is has Maylee joined us? No, Maylee's not joined us. Very first thing I want to talk to you guys about is NTI mastermind meetings. We've kind of thrown this out the last couple of times, but I'm wondering if any of you, maybe you yourself, but do you know of a member that is growing, but running into those growing pains that, that happen as you get older in a business? You run into website problems, you run into payroll problems, you run into accounting problems, you run into staffing problems. Sometimes every once in a while you can have a difficult employee. Not always. And most employees are wonderful.
You'd have to start with having an employee first, right?
But sometimes you have employee issues, right? The mastermind is perfect for that. And we want to give all meeting leaders a special offer. We mentioned this on a call a couple of weeks ago and said, we think we're going to do this. And we actually did do it. Maylee gave her thumbs up, if I remember right, during the call, but we're going to promote it on the next several meeting leader calls, probably through the end of the year. But as a meeting leader, you get this for $50 as a discounted offer to get you in. And I think what we're going to do is we're going to do that $50 if you're a meeting leader for 90 days. Literally, that's $150 for a $1,500 mastermind meeting value. So it might be you, or it might be a member. And I think we talked to Maylee this week. I thought she was going to be on the call, but I think we want to extend this even to our members. Is that what we've talked about? We're just doing it for meeting leaders?
Just meeting leaders.
Just meeting leaders. We may extend it to members, but at the very least, we want you as meeting leaders to get involved. Now, you run a business, or you're responsible for your own income. Maybe you don't run the business, but you're responsible. And so you act as an entrepreneur in that regard, that you have to go out and you have to drum it up. You have to be creative. You have to get out there and do your thing. You may not have to handle the taxes. You may not have to handle payroll. You may not have to handle website. You may not have to handle promotional ideas or, contests or whatever for your company. Okay. But you are responsible for your own income. I want you to take advantage of this. That's why I talked to Mei Lee and said, I think we should do a $50 introductory offer for our meeting leaders so that our meeting leaders can get familiar with the process, see how beneficial it is, and then go and pass it on to the members. But for that to happen, we would have to have some meeting leaders taking advantage of it. And for the last couple of weeks, we haven't. But you know what? You might be thinking, you know what? The holidays are coming up. You got a slower November, December, January, in which case, maybe those 90 days, you would want to take advantage of it. Again, we're not trying to lessen the price to demonstrate a reduction in value. You're still getting the same incredible value, but as a meeting leader, we want you to see the value. We're trying to give it. You might be sitting there thinking, well, why not give it to us for free then? Well, we're not really trying to turn you into our salespeople, and you're getting an incredible value. So paying Mei Lee a little bit for her time, I think, is very fair. And Mei Lee designed this new slide image. I'm going to have it up on the Meeting Leader Resources within 30 minutes after the call today. This slide image will be in the Meeting Leader Resources tab. Okay. So that if you like this slide, and this slide would help you, learn more about it or talk more about it, then we want to extend this to you to be able to use. But it's only $100 a month, even for a regular member. That's only a $300 commitment for 90 days. And believe me, they're going to get a $1,500 value minimum. In fact, we're even thinking, I started talking to Brooke and to Mei Lee yesterday. I'm even thinking about offering a money back guarantee. If you are not completely satisfied and wowed with your experience, we'll give you your money back. But I think that you're going to be, I'm so incredibly confident that I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to make a promise to any meeting leader that signs up and you commit to it for 90 days. If you don't feel like you got the value out of it, I'll personally write you a check for $150 and refund 100% of your money. That's how confident I am. Look, you might be sitting there because, like, for me, those of you that don't know me very well, I'm the chief of all skeptics. I'm the most cynical guy you will ever meet. So when I see something or hear something or something smells a bit off, it's not quite polished, it's not quite right, I start going, what's going on there? What really is going on there? And I'm like, I have that little guy on my shoulder saying, Rich, it's too good to be true. It's too good to be true. Like, you're lowering the price, you're diminishing the value. Like, that's what that little dude's saying. But for meeting leaders where we're trying to get this really kicked off, we want you to see the value because you're carrying the message on to all of our members. So I will personally, from Networking Today, nothing will be taken from Mei Lee. Nothing will be taken from anybody else. If you commit to the $50 and you sign up in 90 days, if you say to me that you did not get, if you send me an email and say, I did not get $150 worth of value from attending Mei Lee's mastermind meetings to help you grow your business, I'll write you a check back. One of the reasons why I'm pushing so hard for this is because we want top-notch businesses at Networking Today. We are not interested in the lower quality. Okay. And when I say that, I'm very careful because when I started Networking Today, I didn't have 2 pennies to rub together. I couldn't afford $100 a month. So maybe that's your situation. We're giving it to you for $50. Let Mei Lee's mastermind program transform you and your business to take it to the level where writing that check for $100 or $150 a month is no longer a problem. We raise the quality of businesses, the quality of salespeople, the quality of business owners, the quality of networker, the quality of everything that we do, and it'll raise the bar for everything that we're doing here at Networking Today. So it really is that important. Brooke, Mei Lee, I'm going on record for all meeting leaders right now. If you sign up on or before November 1st, so that you can take advantage of it November, December, and January, on or before November 1st. I'll give you a 90-day money back guarantee. Now you say, Rich, where do I sign up? How do I get it? I'm ready. I want in. I can hear Ruben right now. Ruben's like, Rich, come on, man. I'm ready to take my business to the next level. Or one of his businesses, or all of his business. I'm not sure what business he wants to do. But here's the thing. Ruben's ready. I got it. We got to get a discount code out there until the discount code is live. If you are ready to sign up, shoot me an email right now. Shoot me an email, rich@networkingtodayintl.com. Shoot me an email. I'll get you signed up manually. I'll call you, whatever. We'll process your card, and you'll be ready to launch November 1 with Maylee. She'll work out the calendar. She'll work out when you're going to do it. That's all on Maylee. But I promise to get you set up, and I promise to get you set up at only $50 and with the 90-day money back guarantee. What else?
Maylee, would you like to add anything? I know you were talking about doing another intro. So if you want
Yes,
to
and I realize now that I had put a time for the intros on the slide. I had forgotten that I did that. So let's leave it there on first Wednesdays at 2. So I'm going to ask Rich, can we set it up where people register like they do for the member benefits overview?
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll just plan to leave it on the first Wednesdays at 2 p.m. And so we had 3 people last time, worked out great. I'm actually onboarding one of the folks who was on that call next Monday. So if you would like to, give it a try and see what is she doing, I'm trying to make that intro experience very much like I will run the masterminds as well. So yeah, give it a shot. And if you want to do a one-to-one with me, give it a shout. Let's schedule a call.
So guys, we really need to focus on this because we can do a lot, I think. So let's work on that. Enough said. I want to focus in on Thanksgiving, and I'm going to focus in on a couple of other things here today. So I'm going to move on very quickly to a couple of things. So Thanksgiving, right? This image, the next images that I'm going to show, we can add to the meeting leader resources as well so that you have it in your slide deck if you want to use it. You don't have to, you could use whatever you want, but as you know, Thanksgiving is coming up very, very quickly. We've been talking about it on the last several calls. Here in Knoxville, we have our Thanksgiving luncheon scheduled for November the 18th. It starts at 9:30 was when we start networking, 9:30 to 11. We take a 30-minute break. Those people not staying for the lunch, or they stand around and talk for a few minutes and then they leave. And then we start the lunch at 11:30 to 1. The place is going to be at the Bearden Banquet Hall. So if you're a Knoxville area meeting leader, you want to make sure and use this slide to promote the luncheon to all of the members. But if you're not in Knoxville, I'd like you to go check your calendar. And this goes for Ruben, Evan, all of you that are outside of the Knoxville market. I'm thinking about, well, I don't think Martha can make it because hers is the day before. Nashville is on the 17th, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right?
Yep.
Brooke and I are going to be in Nashville. You know what? If you're out of market, you're not in Nashville, you're not in Knoxville, that kind of thing, you do know you can still participate in their events and learn from them. You can come over for the Thanksgiving luncheon as a meeting leader, see what's done. If you're an area director listening to today's call, then you also can participate, and we invite you to participate. And frankly, if you are a meeting leader and or an area director and you're looking to take your business to the next level, I'll make another offer today. I'm feeling very generous, apparently. I'm going to make another offer. If you want to attend Knoxville or you want to attend Nashville, I'll pay for your registration. So in Nashville and in Knoxville, I think it's $40 each. I need to get the price added. I think we said $40 for Knoxville, right? But in the Knoxville market, it also comes with a free copy of the Go Giver. So we're issuing a copy of the Go Giver to everyone that registers for the Thanksgiving luncheon here in Knoxville as well. But if you're a meeting leader, or an area director, we invite you. Like, we want you to see what's happening in Nashville, what's happening in Knoxville, attend these meetings that have been going on for 8 years and see the excitement, the momentum, the energy, the benefit of being able to give to the charity, the tears in the room when people hand checks and fundraisers to the fundraising, to the charities that we raise the funds for. Like, it's just a wonderful thing. And so I'm so committed to it. I believe in it so incredibly deeply that I will cover the cost for you as an area director or a meeting leader to attend. I'm not going to cover your gas, your flight, your food on the way, or your hotel bill. Okay. Like, I'm sorry, I'm not going to cover it, but there's plenty of networking today people you can stay with as well. Like several people open up their homes when people come into town. You can do that if you want to. But if you want to stay at a hotel, you're kind of OCD like me, then you got to cover your own bill. I do. When we go to Nashville next week, I'm covering the hotel bill for me and Brooke. Like they're not covering it for me. Same with you, right? So, but it's an investment into yourself. It's an investment into your meeting. It will show you things that might open your eyes and your ideas to what you want to do in 22. So if you don't have Thanksgiving plans already the week before Thanksgiving, you don't have anything going on besides your own networking group or whatever, maybe it's kind of a slower time, or you can carve out that day to come down and join us. Can I ask you, please, what would stop you from joining us if I cover your registration? Okay. I want to do that for you because I want you to see the value of what we do on that day, but it's very good. And I'm just telling you, there's so many benefits from doing the Thanksgiving luncheon. I try my best to stress each and every time we have a call, the importance of these luncheons and these charitable events, because they're sticky events is what I say. And there's not a greater sticky event than the Thanksgiving luncheon in all of NTI. We've proven it time and time again. If you're a meeting leader on today's call and you're ready to take your meeting to the next level, include a Thanksgiving luncheon. And this slide right here, what I can do is I can make a template out of this. I haven't yet. If you want to use it, got no problem with it. And then you can just put in the black text, saying the day, the time, the place, and all that. But I can do that very, very easily so that you can have a template of it and then you can do it. But just message Brooke if you want a template of it, and I'll make sure to get that on meeting. In fact, I'm just going to do it. I'll put a template out there and you can use it. Never mind mentioning Brooke. You want to make a note for that though. I'll make sure and do that. Okay. And we'll get that done for you, but you're invited. Okay. Now I've said this for the last several weeks as well. You've got 4 meetings till T-Day. 4, like you as a meeting leader, whatever you had intended to accomplish in your meeting this year, you've got 4 meetings to do. And you say, Rich, no way, man, there's 2 or 3 weeks we can meet in December. I know, but what happens immediately after Thanksgiving is we start to see a dip. People are taking vacations. They're working their own jobs and they realize, dang it, I got 2 weeks to meet my goal. And so they're committed to doing that. There's a plethora of reasons as to why people drop out immediately after Thanksgiving. But then the biggest excuse for the whole entire year is Christmas, because the kids get 2-week break. They take their Christmas vacations to go see Mama, Pee, Papa, Wee, Wawa, whatever they call them. And I just refer to them as Grandma and Grandpa. But nowadays, you can't just call them Grandma and Grandpa. You have to call them Nana or Nini or Popo.
He's making fun of me is what he's doing.
Nah,
we have a name for everyone in the family.
Would I do that?
Yes.
I would not do that, ladies and gentlemen. But what I would say to you is if you have a grandma or grandpa, or your kids have a grandma or grandpa, then here's the deal. Or maybe you yourself are a grandma or grandpa. You know what I'm saying. You either get the kids because mom and dad got to work, if you're the grandma and grandpa, or you're
there's her
look
baby.
Look at that, everybody.
Her grandbaby.
Yeah.
So cute.
It's so beautiful. Congratulations, grandma. You don't look like no grandma though. You hot. I ain't lying. I mean, look, y'all can call our HR department if you want to. The number is 865-679-0340, and you can complain on me all you want to, but Maylee is one hot grandma. Let's be honest about it. Michelle Cummings is a grandma too, isn't she? Okay.
Yes.
Okay. We got lots of hot grandmas on this call today. Come on. I forgot about Michelle being a grandma too, but Michelle, you were one hot grandma too. I mean, I didn't say
She's Mammy.
Mammy. Okay, Mammy. Whatever.
That's Maylee's Mammy.
My point is, ladies and gentlemen, is you have 4 weeks. Like, just think about that. Because, okay, you will have a couple of meetings in December. I'm not saying you won't. And you're probably going to have a happy hour, like a holiday happy hour or something like that. Great. But this is that climactic moment in the year we've all been waiting for, where we kind of finish the year strong. We've got a contest going on. I'm going to talk just a few minutes about here in a second. But this is the time to push if you're a meeting leader. I suggest you do it. If you're just learning about the contest, it's called Life Cycle Contest 2021. The top 5 members that bring the most new members will get $200. We have the next 5 that'll get $100, and the next 5 that will get $50. The contest will be over November the 12th. So it started on October the 1st. It will run through November the 12th. At the end of the day on November the 12th, and we'll go all the way to the end of the day. The clock strikes midnight. The contest is over. No more chances to get members in, no exceptions. That's how it'll work. But we have to have 50 new members. Would you write that number down, please? 50. I'm going to say something in a minute that might help make sense. I would like you to write down 50 somewhere. So we need 50 new members to qualify. Now, here's the thing. In order to hit the top payouts, over $2,000 in payouts, we have to hit 200 new members. Okay. That's how it has to work for the numbers to work. So we'll prorate any of the winnings between 50 and 200 if we don't hit 200. It's okay. We still want to pay money out. It'll just be a little bit of reduced payout. But I don't know that reduction until we see all the total numbers of people that join. You see how that goes. But that's going to run through November the 12th, those of you that are new to this. Now, the reason why we call it the life cycle, and especially for you as meeting leaders, this is important. I started teaching my group this. You say teaching. Yes, as a meeting leader, you're a teacher. You're a networking teacher. The cycle of membership is you invite people. If you look down here in this bottom piece right here, and I know it's very hard to see on your screen probably, you might need to move some things or maybe have me add this image to, I don't know if I added this to Meeting Leader Resources or not, maybe you could check, but if it's not on Meeting Leader Resources, I'll get it there because you have visitor days, happy hours, and social media. You're using those tools to attract people, or if you're just starting, you might also have a kickoff meeting in there. But a kickoff meeting is the same thing really as a visitor day. So you have your kickoff meeting, you have your visitor day, your happy hours and that sort of thing, and you invite visitors to these events. Those visitors join. When they become members, they then attend weekly meetings, member benefit overview, and charitable events, the different things that you do, your happy hours, other things besides just your weekly meeting, but they then participate in those things. And then they go invite new people. When they invite new people, what that creates is new meetings, new members, and new opportunities for everybody involved, including you, including me. So what happens is, okay, Brooke just showed me that this image right here is already on Meeting Leader Resources. So you can go get it and you can use it if you want to teach people this as well. I've thought about this, and members have this cycle that they go through, right? They join, maybe they canceled, maybe they left for one reason or another. How do we get them back in when they start a new job or relocate, or maybe they go start a meeting? Like Joelle Lawrence, for example, she relocated. So she's no longer active in NTI, but she's working real hard. She's telling us that she wants to start a meeting out in Arizona, and we're excited about that. But when she starts a meeting, she'll invite visitors. Those visitors will join. Once they join and they're excited, they'll go get their network. They'll bring their network, and then the cycle starts all over again. That's why we're calling it Life Cycle Contest 2021, because we want everybody to understand the life cycle of what we must do as meeting leaders to get new, fresh blood in the meeting. And that new, fresh blood, it brings energy with it. It brings power with it. It brings life with it. And so what I'm saying to you is when you consider these events that we do through the year, and I'm going to share with you in just a second the events that Brooke and I have planned out. I'm going to put Brooke on the spot here in just a second. You got your tablet. Okay, good. I'm going to ask Brooke to share with you guys what we have been working on. I mean, we've been working on it slowly and surely over the last month, but Brooke really put some meat on the bones today, and I wanted to share that with you guys. In fact, I'm going to interrupt and ask Brooke to do it now. Can you?
Great timing.
Perfect. Thank you. Listen to this,
Wonderful.
ladies and gentlemen. Listen.
Okay, so we know what we want to do each and every year, right? So we know there's going to be contests that are corporate-wide contests. We know there's annual corporate events that we do every year. We also have our happy hours, our visitor days. We also help with Hobnob. We help with Networking Gone Wild. We have all of these different things. So we thought maybe we should really plan out 2022.
And by the way, let me chime in, Brooke, because last year, Brooke and I sat down and we planned all this out, but in our own market right here, we dropped the ball just a little bit because we weren't quite as ready for each event as we needed to be and wanted to be. So
right.
Each year
is a learning, there's a learning curve.
But this year we're getting it done early.
Yes. So we already have 3 contests that we have planned out for next year that all of you will be promoting.
Write this down, meeting leader, because you'll want to focus on it.
Okay. It's kind of a big deal. So Do you want me to go ahead and say the
Yes,
dates?
please.
Okay, so your first contest is going to kick off January 15th. It's going to go to the end of February. The next one will be April 15th and go to the end of May. And then the final one will be like this one. It's right before our Thanksgiving, and it's going to be October 1st through November 12th, I believe. Same time frame as this year. I'm also scheduling out happy hours for our market, our visitor days for our market. I suggest that those of you who have larger markets, go ahead and do that. If you're like a onesie somewhere, so maybe your Boone or maybe our Atlanta meeting that should be starting, they're kind of riding by themselves, but they still can go ahead and plan out those visitor days, those happy hours. We have our annual events that we do. We do 3 a year. The first one is Memorial Day, so you can do that in your market. We're going to actually do ours on Memorial Day.
And it's a Memorial Day barbecue.
Yeah.
So the goal there is to go out, have picnic tables if you can, right? You got the red and white checkered tablecloths, like it's all Memorial Day barbecue themed.
Yep.
With a fundraiser. And the fundraiser focus for Memorial Day will be a veteran, some sorts of veteran organization, military, support the military, something like that, injured vets, something like that.
Correct. Then we're going to do our birthday party again. Go ahead. I don't have exact dates, but we're going to say it's the week of June 13th through the 18th. So that's Monday through Saturday is the dates. We don't have an exact time frame. Of course, we'll be working all of those days. That's what's on our calendar. But we'll give you exact dates. And I'm also going to, heads up, ladies, we're going to have a Networking Gone Wild brunch that Saturday morning. So you want to make sure you have that on your calendar as well. That'll be June 18th. And then, of course, we close out our year with our Thanksgiving fundraiser and luncheon, which Rich was telling you guys about this year. We're doing that on the 17th of November next year. We're also helping with Hobnob, and I think we've got our dates. I think they've got to confirm with the location just to make sure, but they've got 2 of those planned. So if in your market you are wanting to plan those for next year, I would go ahead and start looking at your venues and your dates. Spring and fall are the best times to do these types of events. So just keep that in mind when you're making that plan.
From the dates that we're doing it. So if you want us to join your Hobnob or help and be at your Hobnob, we'll do it with you.
As long as it's within our
But
time.
it can't be on the same date that we're doing it.
So right now it's not confirmed, but the goal is March 10th and September 15th. So those are the 2 dates that we have on the calendar for Hobnob. As soon as we confirm, we will let everyone know in the Knoxville market. And then Networking Gone Wild. It's going to be a very busy year. We're trying to do 5 of them. One of those will be with the birthday party. The others will be quarterly. So we're just squeezing an extra one in since we're going to have people in Knoxville. Why not have a Networking Gone Wild for the ladies? Most of these Networking Gone Wild events are going to be Saturday morning mimosas and brunch events. The one in October will be a Thursday evening event. And I like to tell the ladies to dress up in their Halloween costumes. That's why we're doing it that way. So I always work with the restaurant that we choose to make sure drinks and everything fall within reason for that. So if you are interested in hosting a Hobnob or a Networking Gone Wild, get in touch with me. I can help you with planning those. My suggestion is that you start planning now because it's not an easy thing to plan. You need to work on each of those events at least 3 months, just to kind of make sure you're getting your vendors and getting all the stuff that you need promotional wise and all of that settled. Same goes for Networking Gone Wild. It's not as intense because it's just a short little sweet drinking event, basically. And then make sure you're planning your happy hours and your visitor days in a way that they kind of work off of each other. Whether you do your happy hour the night before your visitor day, or maybe you have your visitor day and you plan that evening to have your happy hour, either one works. Just do what's best for your market and for your meeting. Many of us, we have many meetings in the Knoxville market, but we try to do one major visitor day and one major happy hour, and we all promote the same event. So that might be the way you want to do it if you're Nashville or St. Louis or Ohio or Texas or wherever you may be. That's probably the best way to do it. That way you're not having too many happy hours. That's really the point of that. So,
okay. One of the things, guys, about this, can I see that just for a second? Because if you take a look at this, I don't know if you can see this very well, ladies and gentlemen, but Brooke has this all laid out. So on the happy hours, we have March 17th, we have May the 5th, we have
those are conveniently holidays.
Tentatively also, like it could move around just a little bit, but August the 19th and December the 15th. Now, the reason why we're sharing all of this with you, including our visitor days, because if you look at the life cycle, it includes, like, this is what it is. This is what we do as meeting leaders. We host these events and it generates energy, which gets people into your networking group. When you have people in your networking group, you have the opportunity to build relationships with them. When you build relationships with people, you get more referrals. When you get more referrals, you get more revenue. You understand why we're doing this? You see what we're trying to do, how we're trying to help you, how we're trying to help our members. And if you're an online meeting leader only, you're saying, Rich, I'm not even meeting locally. Guess where some of your members are coming from? Unless you're a networking guru on LinkedIn or Facebook, and you yourself are driving tons of traffic to your online meeting, and congratulations if that's you. I'd like to know how you're doing it. But I'm not seeing the numbers. I'm not seeing people join your online meetings. Your online members are coming from what's happening local, face-to-face. This is primarily where every single new member is coming from, is in the face-to-face events, not your online meetings. No offense, but no one, to my knowledge, no one has mastered yet how to attract people and grow an online networking meeting location. Not me, not Brooke, and the numbers are proving it on NTI as well. So what I'm saying is, if you're an online networking meeting only and you've got good attendees, we love you. Don't take it wrong. I'm not saying that we're looking to get rid of online or anything like that. Not even close. In fact, we want to grow online. But one of the ways we do that is with these events. So we need your help if you're online only, promoting to the members that attend your meetings, saying, hey, Networking Today has all these things going on. Now, I can hear some of you, and I hear what you're saying. Boy, Rich, wouldn't it be nice to have a company calendar of events? Well, every single meeting location gets a Google Calendar that you can share, and you can add these events in your Google Calendar and show people what's happening and what's coming up right from your own Google Calendar. You just got to take the time to slap it in there, or we can share it with you and add it to your calendar very easily if you want us to do that for you. But there's that, because you may have events on yours that are different dates than ours, or that maybe we're not even doing. You're doing them and we're not. That's okay too. But this activity that we're doing, the contests, the happy hours, the visitor days, they all fall into member acquisition. Invite visitors. You invite visitors to these events. They then join and your meeting grows. It's how it works, ma'am.
I was just going to also say, one of the things he kind of was alluding to is there are going to be other events that your market may want to do. Nashville is a perfect example.
Yes.
Everybody should give Miss Martha a round of applause, because she is on fire.
Killing.
As an AD, she is collectively getting all of her meeting leaders together to plan out all of 2022, all of the events that they're going to do. They're actually, as we speak right now, they're at a golf tournament that they are hosting. It's an NTI golf tournament in their area that they are doing. They're going to do 2 of those next year. So that's something we don't do in our market, but because they have the resources and the people that kind of know that world, they've decided to host them. So if you've got something creative, go for it. Like, we're not Nazis on what you can and can't do. We want you to get yourselves out there. But also don't plan yourself like too heavy. Like, make sure you can handle the load that you're planning for the year. We have a heavy load, but we've been doing this for a while. So
have you guys ever noticed the people at the top of the sales chart within your company or within your industry? The people that are at the top, they may seem like they do nothing, but I promise you, they are doing activity.
They're quiet.
Activity produces other activity. And what I'm saying is, you cannot expect to have a 30, 40 member meeting location and you got nothing going on. You're sitting there just hoping that it grows on its own. It won't ever happen that way. So we as meeting leaders, we must get active. We must grow. And just so everybody knows, this is why I wanted you to write down 50 a few minutes ago, because right now, as of today, the contest has been going on for a couple of weeks, almost 4, and we only have 13 new members. That's it. We're nowhere close to 50. And the only thing I can say is either meeting leaders aren't excited about it, they're not holding visitor days, you're not having happy hours, you're not hosting events, you're not doing things to get new blood at the meeting. And in 22, we're going to be making some changes. And if you're not helping Networking Today grow, we're going to be asking you to become just a member. Okay. We're not trying to be mean, but we have a tremendous amount of expenses at NTI, and we're looking to attract the best of the best. We want all to feel very, very good about what's happening at Networking Today. And if they're not helping, then we're going to be asking them to step down as meeting leader. So that's just how it has to be, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not trying to be mean. I'm not trying to be hateful, but we run this as a business. I know I want each one of you to be successful. And I can only hope and pray that you want me, us, our company, our organization to be just as successful as we want you to be.
Yeah.
In order for that to happen, we all need to be growing in the right direction. If you've only got 3-4 members that are a part of your meeting location, you don't have a networking meeting. You've got a coffee or you've got a lunch that you have with 3 or 4 people. A networking meeting must be 15 members or more minimum, or you're not going to attract those busy, successful other people that are looking to grow. You won't. No one's going to take 60 to 90 minutes of their busy Tuesday or Thursday or Wednesday or Friday to join you for 3 people that won't be able to help them grow their business that much. You have something?
2 things I want to add to that. So first of all, the first line here says 13 new members today on our contest. After our last contest, the week after the contest ended, we had 13 new members that week and there was no contest. So we got to really pull together and make it happen. Now, the other part of
we
that,
literally had 32 new members join from the time the contest ended to the time the new contest started. And me and Brooke look at each other and go,
what happened? This is why I can't wait for the January contest. You'll just wait for it though. It's a good one. It's my idea too. So the next thing I want to point out
we're not settled on it yet.
Nope, we are. So the thing that points out about the Nashville and St. Louis market, the reason why they have those numbers, the reason why they're growing, the reason why their meetings have so many people in them is because they're working as a team. They're not doing it as one person. So if you only have 3 people in your meeting, make sure your 3 people are on your team and you all are taking part in building that meeting.
Yeah.
Each person can bring 1 person. That's 8 people that next week. So work as a team. That's why Nashville and St. Louis are doing what they're doing. And I promise you, if you're confused, call their ADs and ask their ADs what they're doing, and they will help guide you as well.
Guys, Ray Amanat, under Ray Amanat's leadership with Linda Buckman, who was supposed to be on today to talk. We asked her 2 weeks ago to come on and say what she's doing so successfully. She couldn't do it. And then today she said she could do it. And then she had an enrollment come up. So once again, she wasn't able to come and share with all of us what she's doing. And unfortunately, that's now 8 weeks that I've been promoting for Linda to come on and tell us all what she's doing. And unfortunately, she's been busy or had other commitments, whatever. And I understand people have commitments, but we can learn from each other is what I'm saying. And if you call Ray, you call Martha, I know for a fact, both of them would love to share with you what they're doing to help you do the same thing. And if you're not motivated, and by the way, this isn't just to those of us that are on the call. I realize many of our meeting leaders and area directors listen to this call or watch this video once it's a recording on the website because they're busy at the time we're hosting it. I don't have a problem with that. So I know many of you are going to be listening. Let me just say to you that if you're not learning from Martha, learning from Ray, learning from these meeting leaders that are tearing up, Penny Burr is absolutely doing a great job. So when you look at what Penny Burr's doing, you look at what Ray Amanat's doing in St. Louis, and you look at what Martha Harvey's doing in Nashville.
Speak of the devil.
They're doing wonderful. They're knocking the cover off. And so we want all of our meeting leaders to be performing at that same level, to be tearing it up, to be rocking and rolling. Because otherwise, if you ain't growing, you pulling the ship down, baby. And we want to go up. We don't want any weight holding us down. We want to skyrocket in 22, but we need all meeting leaders on board with the same energy, momentum, belief, and passion about networking today as what they're doing in Nashville, St. Louis, and Indianapolis.
The only thing I want to say is if you are struggling in your meeting, your first goal is to find a leadership team. Find people who are strong, find them and put them in the right place. That's the key. Find them in their strength. That's what Martha has done. That's what Ray has done. That's what Penny has done. When people are not performing, they call and say, we're pulling this meeting leader or we're pulling this person because they're not helping, they're hurting us. So be proactive. If you've got a smaller meeting, get that leadership team. Once you get your leadership team, I promise you, you're going to see a world of change.
And let me ask you this, guys, real quick, because you're all meeting leaders here today. And I'm asking this rhetorically to some extent, but let's pretend for just 1 second that you're Rich DeForest and you're trying to grow a huge organization, right? Like for example, Evan, I know you're trying to grow your business into an amazing organization. Ruben, I know you're trying to grow. Michelle, I know you're trying to grow your company. I know each one of you, and this goes for Martha and every other meeting leader that might be listening later. I know Brian Williams. I know Connie Sumi. I know Whitney Walden. I know Penny Burr. I know Teresa Rohde. I know all these meeting leaders who also run businesses want to grow their business. Well, guess what? So do we. So if we have 700 members at Networking Today, and over the course of 6 weeks, we're only gaining 13 to 30 members, it makes me kind of scratch my head and say, well, is it because our meeting leaders are not helping us get the word out? Either you're not excited about it, or what's the cause? What's the reason? Are you not excited about what we're doing at Networking Today? And it's those meeting locations that we're identifying that are not performing that we're going to have to ask, we don't want you to leave Networking Today, but we can't have Networking Today meetings that have been around for a year or two and they only have 3 people or 5 people. That's not a networking meeting. And you're not growing. So if you're not growing, then we have to make some decisions at Networking Today because we want to be successful. We want to compete with BNI. Do you guys know that BNI only has 260,000 members globally in the whole world out of 8 billion people? That's it. In fact, they've probably fallen. They don't post their numbers anymore on their website. Last I checked, it might be back up there, but last I checked, they're not really reporting the losses that they're experiencing. All I'm trying to say to all of us on today's call is we need to be active. We need to be growing. Now, that said, COVID has absolutely tore us up here at Networking Today. Okay. Obviously, we are a networking event-based organization. How many of you know a wedding planner that has absolutely thrived since COVID? How many of you know an event venue that hosts weddings and things like that have absolutely thrived since COVID?
I think my group's thrived since COVID.
Your group has, there's no doubt about that. Thank you.
For sure.
And that's why we all need to copy what Martha's doing. See,
Correct.
That's actually exactly the point. What I'm saying is we're talking about having to raise the fee again at Networking Today. The conversation right now is that we need to raise the fee to $50 a month starting January 1st, 22. Now, I don't want to raise the fees, but as a company, we've lost 49% since COVID. Now, we've recovered some. We've recovered pretty nicely, but we're still a long way. So I used to be a financial planner for almost 20 years. And I would tell my customers, if you have $100,000 in the stock market, we all want to see that 100,000 grow to 200,000, 100% growth, right? We want to double. I get it, right? But here's the thing. If we lose 50%, I don't just have to regain 50% to get back to par or back to where I was at my 100,000. I have to double or slightly more because you're always going to have attrition. I have to do more than double. I estimate 120% in order to get back to where you were from the point of where you fell. Okay. So Networking Today fell 49% since March 12th, 2020. That's the exact date we started a slide. That was the date here in Knoxville that COVID broke and everything started to lock down. That put tremendous financial pressure on us. We expected the PPP funds that we would get would carry us through 21 and help us slide into 22. Well, excuse me, not through 21, actually, only through 2020, when they expected to have their hands around exactly what we were dealing with COVID. That did not happen. And instead, it's gone all the way through a whole nother year, and nobody anticipated it. And then they roll out the Delta variant and whatever other variant that they're rolling out. And it continues to add pressure to organizations like Networking Today. We're not alone. BNI has raised their prices. BNI has raised their prices 3 times in the last 2 years. Now, maybe not in every market, but they've done it in a lot of places. And what I'm saying is we're still half of what it costs to join a BNI chapter. And yet I know people, I talked to 3 people this week that joined BNI. And here we are, we're throwing contests out, giving away money, allowing a member on a single membership to go to all meeting locations, no competitor limitations, no meeting location limitations, online if they network globally, locally if they network, locally. If you're in Nashville, you can drive to Knoxville. If you're in Knoxville, you can drive to Nashville. If you're in either one, you can drive to Maryville, you can drive to Lenore City, you can drive over to St. Louis, you can drive to other meetings. All of us can drive up to Indianapolis and attend meetings. Do you know on one single membership for $300 a year or $30 a month, you can do all this networking that you cannot do at Rio, TNT, Master Networks. You can't do it at BNI. You can't do it at all these other locations. They don't allow it. Only at Networking Today. So if we're going to be profitable as a company and we're going to succeed as a company, we've been fighting COVID now for almost 2 years. It's definitely been 18 months, but we're working on the second year that we've been dealing with this. And that 50% hit has caused tremendous pressure on us. And we even took a significant butt whooping yesterday on a call with meeting leaders, I'm not going to name names, who were kicking my butt and Brooke's butt because we didn't have the website all fixed. Well, we spent $25,000 on redoing the website, and then we ran into problems with it, and we needed another $10,000 to fix it. Now, I know all of you business owners are on the call going, Rich, why you spend all this money? I got a guy that can help you with that for $100. I got a 4th grader that can do that for you. No, you don't. You don't. That's not possible. I know it isn't possible. If it is possible, I'll talk to you. My ears are open. If you can do it for $100, fix all my problems for $100, I'll stroke you 200 today and you get it done. I promise you, I'll do it. But you are going to be blown away with the new website and all the resources because we're having to redo it again. And the scheduled date is to be done December 31st, 21. So that January 1, 22, we got an all new website, functional with new lead built-in tracking. You're going to be able to see all the members that we told you you'd be able to see with the reiteration of the website that we currently have. We're well aware now of all the flaws that you as meeting leaders have not even had access to that we thought you've had access to, but it took us some time. I had to finish a $45,000 website project before I could get started on NTI. Now we're started on NTI. We've been working on it for 3 weeks. We're so far advanced already in the development of the new website. You're not going to believe it. It's going to be nice, clean, easy to use. Members will be able to add on. I'm telling you, everything that we wanted this website.
The word I would use is sexy.
Everything that I wanted in this website, the one we currently use, is going to be in the new one. Or I'm flying to where our dev team is and I'm killing them all. And you guys can network with me from jail. I'm going to kill them all if it doesn't work. But here's the thing. I don't want to raise prices. But ladies and gentlemen,
we've been told by multiple people that we should be raising our prices because of what we offer.
I know you're going to lose members if I raise prices. Mm-hmm. People get all up in their feelings. There's a local restaurant here that has raised its prices 5 times because of the cost of cheese in the last year and a half. I've not raised my price once. BNI has raised their prices, at least in my market, twice in the last 18 months. I haven't raised my prices. Companies across the country and around the world are raising their prices to cover the cost. We have not budged, and I don't want to, but I have to have the help of meeting leaders participating in these contests, not taking it lackadaisical or haphazard, but instead, so you know what? I'm getting on board. I'm going to help my networking group. I'm going to help NTI. I'm going to help my members. I'm going to help myself. I'm going to help my community, and I'm going to get active with Networking Gone Wild. I'm going to get active with golf outings like what Martha's doing. I'm going to get active with happy hours. I'm going to get active with visitor days. I'm going to get serious this year about planning it out. I'm going to make sure members that are joining my meeting are paid. I'm going to make sure that, excuse me, my happy hours are planned out. My visitor days are planned out. That my charitable events, the charities I'm going to support this coming year are planned out. That I am doing everything to help my network grow. And it's not, believe me, ladies and gentlemen, believe me, it is not because that we're wanting all these events because we gain. When you have a happy hour, when you have a visitor day, it does nothing for us unless they join. And even then, the margin of Networking Today, we're operating on a gross margin of 30% after all is said and done. On a $30 monthly ticket, that's $9. So those of you that think Networking Today, whoever's listening, I'm not talking to just you on the call. I'm talking to those listening afterward as well. Knowledge is power. You need, the reason why I put this book back on here is because all of us need to be reminded to be a go-giver. That is what pays dividends, not a go-taker. Not a go-taker, but a go-giver. And what I'm saying is all of us need to work to grow. And that's why we got to make some changes in 22 if something doesn't change. We throw the contest out. We've had 13 new members. Something in the system is broken, and I'm determined to find out what that is. Get rid of it in Networking Today and only be left with the success, the cream of the crop, as they say. They say the cream rises to the top. That's what we want to focus on. We want to grow. We want expert networkers. We want the talent to be a part of Networking Today, and we want to attract those that believe in what we're doing and are committed to helping us grow. So
I think what he should have just said is how excited he is right now is how excited you should be as a meeting leader.
Thank you.
I don't know if y'all noticed, but when Martha Harvey was on here for the 3 seconds she was on here, she literally got on the call to go from the golf tournament to the lunch with all the NTI people. So that's why she had to get off. But I don't know if y'all noticed her energy and her excitement about how they're doing in Nashville. That's why they're growing.
Yep.
It's all about the excitement and all about the energy. So if you're going in like, whoa, there's only 3 people, you should be smacked.
And not only that, let me just say this for those of you that have joined today's call. I appreciate it so very much. And I've got a special offer for every meeting leader that comes on in 2 weeks. The next call will be November the 9th. If you are here for that, I have a special offer for each one of you. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but if you show up, you're going to get something very special as a meeting leader, because we do want all meeting leaders on, but we also know that several meeting leaders listen to the call afterward. And we know that because they call us, they ask questions, and that sort of thing.
Right.
But it's almost impossible for us to take this hour of time, share with you everything that's going on in Networking Today. Well, not everything, but the amount we think you can handle in the hour that we're on. Not that you can't handle more. Don't mean that, but we're throwing so much at you so quickly that, here's the thing. We want to grow. We want to help you grow. We want our meeting leaders active and engaged, and we want people on the call. Thank you for taking this hour out of your time and being here. It's only 2 hours a month after all, or 24 hours a year. It's really not that much at all. So we thank you for being here. And we look forward to seeing you on November the 9th. Of course, we thank you sincerely from the bottom of our hearts. Thank you for all that you do as a meeting leader of Networking Today. All we're saying is maybe it's time to kick it up a notch. Let's all commit to growing our network, growing what we're doing, and make NTI the place to be. The best networking organization on planet Earth is what Networking Today needs to be. And because we're an organization of people, that means we have to attract the best people. It's not the best website. It's not the best logo. It's not the best PowerPoint presentations. It's not that. It's the best people. And without people, we have no one to network with. So get involved, get active, get excited, grow your group, do what Martha's doing, do what they're doing in St. Louis, do what Penny's doing, do what they're doing in these other areas. And I know we can accomplish the goal together. So with that, ladies and gentlemen, Did I forget anything, Brooke?
No.
No.
More than enough.
Done enough. So, ladies and gentlemen, Brooke and I look forward to seeing you in 2 weeks. Bye-bye. Go kill it. Have a great week.